Greetings Adventures, it's Lauren Gaming, and today is a very exciting day because from the Japanese live stream that happened earlier, we got a lot of awesome news. An event is upcoming, and one of the units is... Okay, let's just get everything out of the way. I want to thank the unofficial DanMemo Discord for all the translations. Always links in the description, and I'll put the promotional Christmas event video in the description as well. Let's get this started. First off, our first unit we're going to see is Ryu! Oh my god, when I saw this Ryu, I about exploded. I'm like, no way! Ryu got a new character and she looks beautiful and gorgeous and graceful. And that armpit though, what? Armpit? Who said that? I meant it, but who said that? Anyway, I'm so excited for the new Ryu. But yeah, we got a Christmas event happening right now, just in time for Thanksgiving, because that makes sense. But yeah, Christmas event 2018 is happening right now. And here you can see all the new units. Ryu, Seer, Ryu, Hestia, Ryu, Belle. Aspiring Elegance Belle, by the way. The first of the three characters we gotta choose a name for. And we also got Ryu, and Lily, Ryu, Anya, Ryu, and Chloe is the fireable character. And this event is actually going to start tomorrow night. Did I mention we're also getting new Ryu? It's pretty exciting. Now, once again, they kind of surprised me because, like with the Halloween event, I thought we would do the 2017 Halloween rerun first and then the new Halloween, but again, we're getting the new Christmas event right now, so I'm guessing probably 2 weeks into this event, we'll be getting a rerun of last year's Christmas, and then after that, we might be starting New Year's, possibly a rerun from last year's New Year's or this current New Year's. Who knows what's going to happen, but I would assume that in the new New Year's event, we'll be getting the eyes that we chose a name for earlier. And as for what event the new Mikoto is going to be in, I'm not sure, but we'll find out soon enough, probably within the next 2 months. But since the event is tomorrow night, they already unveiled all the characters' skills, so let's go ahead and break that down. And just like the previous event, the Attack on Titan collaboration, this new Belle Crandall is going to be a magic attacker. This one focused on fire attacks. Of course, he has a good magic attack, pretty decent stats all around with the health and defense. His special arts is an AoE Ultra Fire magic attack with a temporary magic boost, so pretty standard there. His first skill is an AoE low fire magic attack and increases his fire attack damage by 75% for 4 turns, and then his second skill is an AoE mid fire magic attack and increases his magic by 60% for 4 turns. So much like Levi from the previous banner, Belle does double buffs on himself for AoE damage. And his last skill is an AoE high fire magic attack with a ultra uncounter rate, so again, just like the new Levi, except this one is of course a fire unit. And courtesy of Gale Rides from the Technia Discord, we've discovered that at the very end of the stream, the producer actually mentioned that Belle will be getting a new magic weapon, the magic Hestia knife in the update. And to get that weapon, you'll need to S-clear through Belle's story, specifically chapter 29-7 on Very Hard. Before, I was hesitant on going all in on the previous magic Belle, but now that Belle's going to get a magic Hestia knife, this unit is looking a lot better. But I know some people didn't have the greatest luck with the previous Levi in War Games because it does take 2 turns to ramp up his damage. So if you don't have a Belle that's being protected by units and not being able to sustain him until he can pull off his big moves on turns 3 and 4, then you might not want to go all out on Belle. But in a general sense, he's very, very good. And the next character is the new Lily. She will be a balanced unit and she has healing moves, so that's probably some good news to a lot of newer players or players that don't have a healer that's quite that high in limit breaks, because the last healer we got was Ami from the summer event, so it's been a long time coming for a new healer added to the game. Her magic is pretty decent, 1185 again. She's a balanced unit and a healer, so if it's too high, that might make her a bit overpowered, because here in her skills, her special arts is an AoE Ultra Fire magic attack. So her special arts is pretty standard, but you're probably going to be using the special arts of a magic attacker or a physical attacker rather than wasting it on a balanced character's special art because their attack stat isn't quite as high. Her first skill is a 45% magic buff to all your allies, and also a 30% heal buff to all your allies for 4 turns. Now, the 45% magic buff is pretty self-explanatory. You want to be using that first. and you especially want to be using Lily on a magic team, but the magic does help her healing as well and makes it more effective. And that heal plus 30% means any healing done to your allies has 30% more effectiveness. So between the 45% magic boost and the healing effectiveness, your heals are going to be a lot stronger with that going on. Her second skill is an AoE high fire magic attack, so it's a pretty decent attack move to put on a healer, so you have some damage you're able to deal between moves while you're healing and buffing. And of course, her third skill is her low heal and a 35% HP regen that lasts 2 turns. So not only does it heal your characters with that move, but at the end of the turn and the next turn, your allies will regain 35% of their health. And already Lily is looking like a very good unit, especially for magic teams that need a healer. Just keep note that because her first skill is a 45% magic buff, if you have a bunch of characters that already buff their own magic, it might kind of be a waste, but at the same time, it buffs Lily's magic and also increases healing done for 4 turns, so you have some thought to go there, especially in war games. So that's something you definitely want to be experimenting with. And one last thing, her passive ability, this is the first time this is happening on a character. Anytime that this Lily would counter, instead of attacking back, she actually casts a low heal on the lowest health party member. So that's a very interesting passive to have. I'm curious to see how effective it's going to be in stuff like war games. We'll just have to see what happens during the war game that's coming up right now. And the next character is the new Christmas Anya. She is going to be a magic attacker. I'm not so sure about making her a magic attacker because now that she has a physical attacker and a magic attacker, if she ever gets a character weapon, then a decision has to be made whether or not to, you know, make it a physical one or a magic one. Or maybe when the developers make new character weapons, they should just make a physical version of the weapon and a magic version of the weapon. That would make it very simple and easy. But yeah, I'm only kind of slightly upset that Belle is getting a second weapon when there are a ton of characters, like Anya, who don't already have a character weapon in the first place. But that's besides the point right now. That's a different story. On a side note, I do think the art's pretty cute, but there's quite the emphasis on a particular body part, and I didn't think she was, you know, that well endowed, but okay, wow. I knew she was endowed, but not that well endowed, but wow, Anya, good for you. Anyway, her health, I guess, as part of being well endowed, is pretty good for a magic attacker. And of course her magic is at 1370, which is pretty expected of a magic attacking unit. Her special art is a single target ultra earth magic attack with a ultra critical rate and a temporary magic boost. So there's a high chance this move is going to deal a critical hit, but most of the time that's going to happen anyway, especially if the character has a character weapon with the double crit stats, like plus 30 crit. That's normally going to happen anyway, but that's a good thing to put on the character because she currently does not have a character weapon just yet. Her first skill is a single target low earth magic attack and buffs her magic by 75% for 4 turns. So the standard stuff that we're used to seeing nowadays, self-buffing units, and this Anya in particular is going to be very good for any boss fights that has a character that has a weakness to earth. And again with her second skill, a single target high earth magic attack and reducing earth resistance by 35% for 3 turns, we do see that Anya is definitely going to be intended to be put on a earth focused team and very effective against any bosses that are weak to earth. And her third skill is a single target high earth magic attack with a temporary magic boost and reduces guard rate by 40% for 4 turns. So that third skill is obviously going to be your go-to move after you set up skill 1 to boost your magic and skill 2 to reduce the enemy's earth resistance. Skill 3 is the highest damaging move in her arsenal and it will also reduce guard rate by 40%. So if there's any bosses that you hate, because when you use your special arts you just see guard and half the damage is just gone, this Anya might make those RNG debacles a little bit more friendly to you. Anya is here to give you the gift of no guard. I don't want to see any bosses guarding my special attacks, with Anya to the rescue with that 40% guard rate reduction. And next up we have the only character that you should even consider rolling for. Of course that's the best character in DanMachi, Ryu, getting a magic attacking unit with amazing art to boot. but yeah, she has pretty good health, a good amount of magic, of course, because she's a magic attacking unit, somewhat decent defense, and she has pretty good agility for a magic character, so among magic attackers, she's probably going to be among the first ones to go. And as for her skills, her special arts is an AoE fast ultra wind magic attack that removes all strength and magic buffs, excluding assist skills. So this is a very interesting skill. I'm definitely going to be experimenting with this in war games because a lot of people are using units that buff their strength and magic, like Honor Succession Belle, Elf's Honor Lafia. Those are two of the most popular characters used in war games, and this special arts would remove those buffs. And not only that, because the fast modifier is on this special arts, if there is a case between you and your opponent both having your special arts available to use that turn, if you have Ryu using her special arts, it's going to go off first. So that is definitely something to think about, and definitely in the case of Ryu special arts going against Elf's Honor Lafia or Honor Succession Belle, if she goes first, their special arts are not going to hurt as hard because it's removing their strength or magic buff. So very, very interesting. I'm curious. I'm definitely going to be using Ryu in my war game team. What am I saying? I'm going to be using this Ryu, Gale Disguise Ryu. Come on, guys, keep making more Ryus. I just want an all Ryu team. But yeah, let's go down the rest of the skills, shall we? Her first skill is an AoE low wind magic attack and boosts her wind attack damage by 60% for 4 turns. So again, we see the trend of characters getting elemental buffs to their damage. And here with skill 2, it's an AoE high wind magic attack with a temporary magic boost and a 20% chance to seal. Now, there's another character you may know, Kino from the Kino Sharing Collaboration event, that had a similar move. It didn't hit quite as hard, and it only had a 15% seal, so definitely a little bit of a power creep we're starting to see here. And her third skill is an AoE mid-wind magic attack and increases your ally's physical resistance by 25% for 3 turns. And that's going to be a useful move, especially if you're going to go against strength-based teams, which most teams probably still are. But we're getting an influx of magic characters, so that might change down the line. But the one thing with this skill, because it is a buff, like skill 1, if you put Ryu on buff, she's going to use both of these skills before using skill 2. So you don't really have a choice with the way the wargame AI works, whether or not you just want to use the wind attack buff and then skill 2. So I'll be curious to see if Ryu remains as effective against purely magic teams like what I use, because that physical resistance isn't going to do much against people that have mainly magic characters. But then again, because strength and magic teams are probably 50-50 in what you're going to be matched up against, it's not going to be that big of a deal, it being your second move, especially if you're landing seals with skill 2. Next up are the assist characters. The first one is Hestia, and I actually kind of do like this art. I like the bagginess of the outfit in general, and of course there's the opening in the chest area where she has the Santa bra or whatever that is supposed to be. But I do like the art in general. Anytime I see Hestia with her hair down, I do think she looks a lot better with her hair down. So kudos to whoever designed this Hestia. Good job putting her hair down. But anyway, this Hestia is aimed to be put on to a magic type character because at max limit break she gives 594. Her assist skill max limit break increases your magic, fire attack damage, and wind attack damage by 15%. So that's, to me, that's crazy. I'm like, wow, that's like 3 different things. If you have a magic team that has fire and wind characters, then you're pretty set with this Hestia. And guess who has that team? Me? Because Elf's Honor Lafia, Gale Disguise Ryu, that's fire and wind, and then since I'm going to be going in on the new Ryu, that's another wind. So this Hestia is perfect for any teams with those 3 characters. And of course we have the attack on Titan Belle, who's wind magic, and then of course any other characters in the future that are going to be released that are fire magic or wind magic. This Hestia is going to be amazing. And the second assist character that will be on the Christmas Gotcha banners is the new Seer, and she's already looking seductive. It looks like she's on a bed, she's pointing at her mouth, she has cream on her face. This is it's too much. So I'm curious to see how Seer interacts with Belle. She's probably going to be trolling him a lot because she likes to tease Belle so much. But more importantly, I want to see what Ryu's role in the event story is, because once again, Aurario is being destroyed in that promotional video. Like, Aurario can't catch a break. It's supposed to be like a super safe city because of all these high-level adventurers, but in this game, it gets destroyed all the time. Grand Day, Attack on Titan, and then this, Aurario's destroyed again. Oh well. If there's a Ryu and Belle team up during this event, I could probably die happy. I just triple platinum the Spiral Reignited trilogy, and then if the new Ryu, and then if we get Ryu and Belle doing super awesome stuff together, I don't know what else I need, but besides Kingdom Hearts 3, but I'm getting really off topic. This is DanMemo. Let's talk about DanMemo stuff. Seer has pretty balanced stats, as you can see, between her magic and her strength, as well as having a good amount of HP at 1200 and a decent amount of defense at 385. And as for her assist skill, I think this is like the first character we've seen that has double ailment resistances. At max limit break, she increases your seal and slow resistance by 100%. And also, because double resistances was not enough, she also increases your endurance by 5%. Gotta throw something else in there too, why don't you? So I wonder if this is gonna start to be the ongoing trend, double resistances plus some endurance tacked on, but we'll just have to see. I can really see this Seer possibly being used a lot, especially if the new Ryu is being used a lot and sealing a bunch of people. Of course, Seer is one of the characters you'll turn to counteract that seal, as well as the 3-star Anya and the Oni Demon Loki. But if you have the new Seer, that's probably the character you'll be using to counteract seal, because you also have the benefit of also resisting slow and getting some added endurance as well. And finally, for the farmable event character, we'll be getting the new Chloe, who is again a balanced character. Poor Chloe. Most of the time when characters are balanced like this Chloe, they get underused. Let me just talk about Chloe's art right now. I really do like it a lot. It has a lot of emphasis around the thigh area, and I can't help but look there. But I do notice she has like that tiny hat that you see like on idols all the time. And most of the time, I'm like, how does that even stay on there? But in Chloe's case, I'm like, oh, you put it on the ear. That makes sense to me. That's cool. But there's one other thing I have to mention. Her breasts kind of got the upgrade with this art, because she's supposed to be on the flatter side of the spectrum. So unless there's going to be like some in-game joke about Anya teasing Chloe about using like something to put more emphasis on her upper body part, this is not accurate to the lore. If you look in episode review on this page right here, you can see that Chloe's not that well endowed, and even Najorder says in the book that Chloe's flatter than he is. So whatever. So I'm curious to see if this is just an artist exercising his freedom, or if there's going to be some in-game joke about this, because that's, come on, you got to be accurate to the character design. Come on. But anyway, again, she's a balanced character. She's going to be farmable to be +5 during the event. So again, to any new players getting to the game, having a +5 character right off the bat, even if they are a farmable 4-star that have lower stats than regular 4-stars, that's quite the boon to have. It's a shame that her physical attack at her strength is not even past 1000, even a +5. But her special arts is an AoE Ultra Earth physical attack with a temporary strength boost. So, like Anya, we're getting more Earth damage characters, so that'll be useful at any times you'll be needing Earth damage. Her first skill gives your allies a 35% physical resistance buff for 3 turns. Her second skill is an AoE mid-Earth physical attack and decreases your opponent's strength by 35% for 3 turns. And her third skill is a standard kind of attack, an AoE mid-Earth physical attack with a temporary strength boost. It's a shame that's not a high Earth physical attack, because she needs all the help she can get if her attack isn't even past 1000 and not having a character weapon, but that's besides the point. But if you look at these skills right here, between the physical resistance buff and the strength debuff, you can almost call her like the poor man's version of Casino Shakti, who has a lot of similar skills, but Shakti's skills has like 2 things tied into each skill, so this is definitely a poor man's Shakti in my opinion, but it will be useful for any people that need a character that can reduce strength or increase physical resistance if they're having trouble like during quest against a character that uses physical attacks. And again, she'll be useful for any cases where you need earth damage. And I really hope that Chloe and Anya get character weapons someday, now that Belle is getting a second one. But like always with new events, we'll be getting a new login campaign. This one will start on the 22nd and last until the 20th of December. So you have, just remember to log in every day, and like the Attack on Titan collaboration event login campaign, at the very end of this one, you'll also be getting a 11 draw ticket that guarantees a 3-star, so that's really cool. But yeah, we'll be getting a lot of goodies in the future. Of course, with the new characters, we'll be getting new heroic trials. There's going to be a Belle and Lily one. And of course, with the new event, time limited characters, we'll be getting heroic trials for them. It's going to be in the same vein as the Attack on Titan heroic trials and the Halloween ones, where you choose one of 2 bonds. The second one will be featuring Ryu and Anya, and that will start on the 28th of this month. So again, you'll only be able to choose between one of them, like we were getting used to. And on the second one, you choose between either Ryu or Anya. Guess who I'm going to choose? And this is just a cute little fun campaign, because it doesn't mean much to me, but it might mean a lot to newer players especially. If you log in during the period of November 21st to December 11th, you'll receive these units: the 3-star Berserker Tione, the 3-star Lily, and the 4-star Argonaut Belle. He's a pretty cool unit, just art-wise. But he's really not that great nowadays, but he is a cool guy to have, especially if you're a newer player. We'll also be getting mission rewards for crafting quests and smithing, so you'll be getting rewards like Ballast, Fate Stones, Exilia books for crafting certain items, and you'll also be getting rewards for doing the crafting quest in the boost tab as well, so look forward to that. And like I said previously in last week's video, we're having a triple war game bonanza. Tonight will be the start of the first war game, and there's going to be a campaign for people who get Battle Princess 3. They'll get special rewards. And remember, based on the participants on this specific war game that starts tonight, we will get a reward of potatoes. So make sure to be doing this war game, guys. You want potatoes, don't you? You want to be farming events? You want to be farming events? And with that, we'll be getting war game missions. For like every rank you get, you'll get a certain reward. And of course, if you get Battle Princess 3, which is the goal for these war games, you'll get 400 IRAs. But I'm sure when the update actually does happen, we'll get the rewards explained in more detail. And just a future heads up, on November 28th, we'll be getting a Light Elements Reveria Record Buster, so it really does look like we'll be cycling through all the elements with Reveria, and we're just going to be going back and forth between her and Otter with every other Record Buster at this rate. So look forward to that. Craft your light resistance armor in preparation for this Record Buster, and we'll fight the Queen of Elves on November 28th. And also, we're getting a Black Friday IRAs sale. I know we got to highlight Black Friday, but it's not any different than the previous IRAs sale we just had. If you buy the 300 IRAs pack, you'll be getting an extra 100, totaling 400 IRAs, which is enough for a paid banner on a certain character. I'm probably going to use it on Ryu myself. And then on the 1400 IRAs pack, you'll get 200 extra IRAs, and that will give you 1600 in total. So if you're in the interest of spending money on this game, it's probably the best time to do it, because you'll be getting more IRAs than usual with the 300 pack or the 1400 pack. But again, guys, just be careful. It's a gacha game. Be careful about how you spend your money. You don't want to go too crazy and then feel bad about yourself later down the line. Totally not speaking from personal experience. But it will last from the 21st to the 29th. And just to wrap up all the upcoming stuff, on the 20th, which is tonight, and the day of this video, we'll be getting new war game. And then on the 21st, which is of course tomorrow night, we'll be getting the launch of the new Christmas event, the first heroic trial. The Black Friday IRAs sale will start, and that campaign to get Battle Princess 3 will start as well. And then on the 22nd, the login bonus starts. On the 28th, we'll be getting the Light Reveria Record Buster, the training war games, whatever that's going to be, and the second heroic trial for Ryu and Anya, I believe. And then on the 5th of December, I'll be getting that final war game. So that'll be the end of the triple war game madness, and we'll see what we're going to do after that, probably in a future stream. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's been a whole week since I made a video, and I do apologize for that. I don't really have a good excuse for that, other than the fact that I thought I kind of needed a break, and I was just so excited to go play the Spyro trilogy. And depending on how old you are, you might not even care that I just said that, and that kind of depresses me a bit on the inside. But I am thinking about my plans for videos in the future. There's going to be a few changes, but I'll get into detail on that in the future. This video is long enough as it is, but don't worry, the main focus of this channel will of course always be Danmachi. There's no need to worry about that, but there are things that I want to start doing. And then because of me wanting to start doing those things, other stuff might take a back seat because of that. But I'll explain all of that in a future video. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. As always, if you want to stay updated on what I'm doing, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. Continue enjoying your time venturing in Aurario and the dungeon. This is Lauren Gaming, and I'm signing out. Oh, we're his armpit though.